Okay, welcome to GTL's Endurance Cup, and we're at 6 hours of Sao Paulo for round 5. And you can see here's the team list of all the drivers that are going to be gracing the grid tonight. And we'll come back to that a little bit later. Those guys are in their top 10 shootout at the moment. But if we have a look at the quick standings, you can see Kiwi Racing is leading the way over TNF Racing, and they're not too far away. We've got a big battle, but for third position with BMW team, WTF, Craigslist Racing, and Newcastle Racing. So let's hit the track here, guys. We have got the guys out there on a wet track with the qualifying session going. And let's have a quick look to see. So we've got Tweak currently out in front with just under 3 minutes remaining, and it's a very soaked track here for the top 10 shootout. Well, Hyperpole, I should say. It's not actually a top 10. They're all out together. We'll bring the map up. So here comes Tweak over the line. Not too sure if he betters that up. We've got our Speedo as well, which is great. And then Rusty in second for in the BMW. No Frills currently in third position, not too far away. We'll see if a sector time comes up to see how he goes on this time. And he's almost there on that final sector. It's just see if he can get the power out up over the hill onto this final straight. He's not going to have enough fuel though. So there he goes. He comes in. So that could be it for him. Esky Man. He's got enough as he comes over the strip very shortly. We'll see if he can actually put himself up a spot or not. And he does. He goes up to the front row, second position. So a nice run for him in the Newcastle racing car. And let's have a look at Magic Mass in the second of these BMWs. Commander Cirrus for Team ANZ CRL. He gets a little bit faster, but still, he's still in 8th position. He's got enough fuel to get this run. He's got a minute left. So this will be his last run. The Bloody Nine is out as well. Here he comes. Just see how he goes. He will have... Oh, he's got plenty of fuel. Having a full fuel run. He goes over the line with 40 seconds. So, geez, with a full fuel run, he's not that too far away. But let's get back here on Commander Cirrus, see what he can do for Team ANZ CRL. Very patient around these the second sector. Esky Man, here he comes over the line. He will just get over the line to do another run if he will. So he could be our last runner that we'll see. Is he going to top Tweak? He is so close. There's nothing in it. There's 2/100ths of a second remain between the two. As Commander Cirrus, he has obviously not done what he thought he could do here. As Cuckoo's coming over the line for his run. No, he's backed out. He's coming in the pit. So let's stay with Esky Man. Let's ride on board on the roof here of the Porsche for the Newcastle Racing, and let's see with the sector times. We've just missed the first sector. Let's see if he was actually up or not. So big field. There are 24 drivers. And Travis Moan, Magic Mass is still going as well. We'll see what he's doing as he's coming over the line. He's in fourth position currently with a 34.121. He doesn't do anything there, Esky Man. Commander Cirrus stayed in eighth, but here comes Esky. Can he topple Tweak for pole position? No, and he's got one grid position by the looks of that too. So 0.006 of a second separates first to second. Unbelievable. He's going to pop himself down into the second row. Rusty will go up into the first, up to the front row. So Esky will partner Magic Mass on the second row. And that wasn't too bad there. The top seven, less than a second, splitting them. And then we'll go through the order once we're on the grid, as the drivers will have a manual rolling start to get themselves into position from their qualifying that they did during the week using the time trial. As we just wait, I'm just putting the link there for the stream on their Discord at GTL. I'll find the right place to put it in. Okay, so let's just go back to the points here and have a look to go down there. We've obviously got Esky, as we said, Newcastle Racing second position, Tweak on pole position for Craigslist Racing. So they're currently fourth in the championship, just ahead of Newcastle Racing. So it's going to be a pretty good battle between the BMW team, WTF, Craigslist Racing and Newcastle Racing. We got Team Kiwi Racing of Cuckoo. Where did he qualify exactly? In seventh position in the Lamborghini. And Travis Moan is the second of the cars of Team Kiwi Racing as well in 5th position. I'm not too sure if Cricket is in for Bappo Racing tonight. That's obviously Lucas Harvey. Bocane isn't in. We've got Commander Cirrus drive in for Team ANZ CRL. And so he's filled in for Bocane currently with Longy in 8th position for Team ANZ CRL. Team Arse with Petey in 9th position. A few of the guys couldn't make it tonight, unfortunately. The guys will just be organising themselves before we go into the next part of the race. So at the end of the series as well, this is the penultimate round with a 2-hour race here of Sao Paulo. And then we've got the Petite Le Mans, another 2 hour, 24 minutes on the 1st of December. So that's going to be a double point round. So a big way to end this championship, which has been a great initiative with GTL on Automobilista 2. And the numbers have been up all year round. So that's been very impressive for these long special events spread out throughout the year. So the interest has stayed right through the season, which is very good indeed. So it's going to be a wet race, as we know, at the start, and then clearing up in the afternoon, later on in the day. So we've got the AMR Hypercar by Itonji here as well. So that's good to see that. And we've also got Mark in the Hypercar, in the Aston Martin, the new car of the game. So here we go. So it is wet, wet, wet. So it's going to be interesting for the boys. So this is the session. It's going to be a 2-hour race. Start time at 8 o'clock in the morning, ×5 time progression. So we'll have 10 hours go right through the day here. So a bit over obviously 6 hours because we can't do anything about that with the options. It's only ×2 or ×5, so it's the next best thing. There's no full course yellows, but we do have the GTL yellow flag system, safety car system in place in case someone calls it. The field will group up together and the damaged cars will be able to come into the pits for repairs. It looks like we've got obviously the heavy rain that we've got right now. It's going to ease off in the later part of the morning. And then it looks like we've got the probably overcast skies and then medium cloud, I think those symbols are. So it's going to take a little while for the track to probably dry up, to be honest. It's all synced to race. They're all waiting for me to probably ready up because I'm going to be the last one. But we also have Magic Massey. He always likes to wait to the very last part of the countdown. As you can see, the full damage with medium damage scale, which is basically 100%. The ×2 fuel usage, ×2 tyre wear, pit speed limit. I don't think it's 40. It could be. Sometimes it changes. So here we go, all on the grid. They'll go off. Obviously, the top 10 are already in position, and the remaining cars on the grid will form up. So this is going to be where it'll get a little bit confusing until we get everyone in order. So it's good I've got the countdown now showing in the top left-hand corner. They're just above GTL. So being able to just alter the graphics a little bit. So you will see what's happening as well during the track conditions. You can see we've got a 25-kilometre-hour wind. It's the rain, the track is wet, and it's a very cold 7 degrees with 17 track temperature, and the countdown is already started on its way down to 2 hours or less than 2 hours. So as soon as they can get themselves sorted quickly here, we will get into this motor race as they come around to take the next lap. So sit back and enjoy. So lights are on as they all try and negotiate this spray. It's going to be, let's try off in the cockpit here. And Skull hasn't got his wipers going, but we've got Sheppo, obviously he's got his wipers on. And it's going to be quite a bit of a battle for these fellas, I tell you, because it's a very slippery surface, and around these it's all about just patience, just keeping the car rotating but not over rotating, and being patient on the throttle. So we'll bring up a few things. We've got the map there now. As they're all going to line up here side by side. Now it's going to be interesting to see if Tweak will take the inside. I say he will, but sometimes they like to take the outside, the pole man here at Interlagos. That's where the grip is. So he's going to be on the side where there's less grip. Tendency to understeer into this first corner, so we'll have to look back through the mid-pack too, because this is where it can get very tricky. They brake at the normal spot if they're on the racing line on the outside, but they can't pull it up to get that corner done, and they might understeer in the cars outside them. So a lot of experienced drivers in the top 10, well, right through the field here, but it is very tricky conditions. So who's going to get the jump? And let's go. And looks like they're getting through here fine with this spray. Going to be close between the two teammates as they go down the hill through the S's here. Long is going around the long way, holding on to his 10th position, just trying to hold off Sheppo, but Sheppo has been able to get him. So the Porsche's been able to get that grip that's required. And Travis mode for Team Kiwi. For Team Kiwi, I think it might be. Cuckoo as well. Yep, they're both the Team Kiwi. But Tweak, as he's done, he's finding himself very comfortable in the lead. But Esky Man, if he's got anything to say about it, he will make it very tough on Tweak this 2 hours around here. It's all about staying near enough and waiting for this to dry out, and to see what eventuates once the boys can get back onto some slicks. And it looks like we've got a nice train up on the map there. No one stuck behind. Don't worry about the 24. That's myself in the pits. So we can get this broadcast around. And someone's running wide there. I don't know if it was Petey or Etonji. I think it might have been Etonji originally, but Petey's had to give way, yield. That's the safest bet. As the first three have got a nice little, pulling away from Rusty. So Rusty, he's sort of on his own, but look at No Frills having to move on Travis Moan. So it looks like that has been done and completed. And you just can't see anything. You can see the high intensity lights, so that's very important to have them on. And look at them all come down the back straight here. If we just ride on the bumper here, close to the ground, getting a wet bum, and you can just see the elevation changes. It drops away here into this little valley, and then it starts rising again. This corner here can catch a few out. The rear can get unstable. And we have got Max Power has just dropped out of the train. Is everything okay? Let's have a look. His car looks okay. Doesn't look like he's hit a wall, so that's a good thing. So plenty is going on, so it's going to be hard to find out where to click here at the moment. So just looking back here at the bloody 9 with Sheppo in front. There's not much between these guys. You know, also, if they're going to have to fuel save, they've obviously got the ERS, the power, the deployment of the battery. Outstanding job for all the. Oh, we've got one out. We've got one really out wide. Number 20, it's Truey. So Truey's coming back on, but we've got a car that's actually, I think, no, we have got a retirement. So there was a car that was stuck on that back straight. So it's Tweak who has got himself a nice 2-second margin on Esky Man at this stage as they come onto the main straight. And it looks like the safety car's been called. So everything's slowing down here. So there's obviously been an issue there when we had Chewy off. So is he carrying any damage? Wonder if anyone else is carrying any damage that need to come into the pits. But they're all slowing up down here at the straight. There's some going into the pits, are they? Or no, they're just slowing right up. So let's have a look at the order after the 4 laps. We've got Tweak leading Esky Man. We've got a car park coming down the main straight. The boys have to all be careful here as they come on, and they've got on the brakes. Make sure that there's no problems. There's Boom. Good to have him on the grid in 18th position, driving the Porsche. There's Max Power coming into the pits. No, he's not. So no one's coming into the pits, so it's not too sure why the safety car was called there. Normally you'd have someone coming into the pits, but anyway. Not in race control, I can't hear, but it looks like it's all resumed again. So here we go. Tweak. It's like a competition caution that we just witnessed there early on. But let's have a look down the pack here between Cuckoo. I think Cirrus not too far behind him. Oh, has a big wobble on the exit. Lucky to hold on to it. Cirrus behind Cuckoo. So I'm really liking seeing this man up here, Magic Mass, in 3rd position. Where he is, he's got his teammate Rusty behind him. So these two drivers, they could really be a force later in this race once it starts drying up as well. We know Tweak's very fast and Esky, we know that, but so are these two. We've got 4 very fast, capable drivers in the top 4 here. Negotiating this wet track very well. Still very cold out there, 7 degrees. How about that? Finish the real life Bathurst in wet weather, and we start in our sim race the next day, but in Brazil, nice and wet as well. So these guys don't need to red flag. They're out there racing. So doing the sim world proud. They don't care about how wet it is. Just get back in the grid order. Let's ride here and in the cockpit here and just have a look how they got to negotiate here. How can they see where they're turning in? This is just a lot of guesswork. Mental capacity. They're going to be drained after the first opening stint this hour with the concentration levels that they're going to need during this race. Not so bad, I guess, when it's slow, a bit slower here, but then you can just see him just feathering the throttle, trying to feed the power in. Can't get the throttle application in with this slippery track surface. Just trying to rely on some reference points to know where to turn. And correcting little bits of opposite lock, even down the straight. So he's even getting wheel spin down the straight as he was coming up the hill actually. So it's all right now, but coming out of that final corner, it was a struggle for Travis in this Lamborghini. Great images here. Just shows you how much concentration is needed in these conditions. You saw it even at Bathurst on the weekend as well. How little throttle input. How they couldn't get to maximum throttle input. In some areas where he's in the dry, they were full throttle. It was great to see some of that data, and it really shows that the wet physics in this game is not too bad. When we all talk about it, it's so hard, they're so slippery, you can't get the throttle, the power down. It's probably because we're used to other games not replicating how slippery it can be in the rain. So I was quite amazed by that, and just seeing how easy, if you think about Forest Elbow that we saw, a couple of guys, how easy on wets, they just little lock up and just slid into the barrier. The Red Bull car, the Monster Energy car, very slow, basically, or they weren't really spins, just lock up and just going straight, can't negotiate a corner. So it's tiptoeing driving in the wet, and it's amazing that AMS2 has been able to simulate that fairly well. I'm no race car driver, but yeah, it's see from the images over the weekend and other times in the wet, you sort of do realise, oh, there's a move coming up behind here. I think it might be Sheppo. Sheppo having a move on the bloody 9, and he's made it in that Porsche. So the yellow banana goes up to 9th position. Next man on his radar is Commander Series in Team ANZ CRL in the Cadillac. And he's about a second and a half up the road from him. So a nice move. Oh, it's, I think Petey going very wide, trying to probably get some visual images of where he was on the circuit, getting out of the spray. But the battle now for second position looks like it's starting to heat it up, but Petey as well is now getting close to the bloody 9, and the bloody 9 is back on top board near Sheppo as well. So Sheppo struggling in sector 2. This is a great battle for 9th position, 9th, 10th and 11th. So possibly one stop in this race, maybe two, with the less fuel burn during the wet. But it is ×2 fuel burn, so I'd expect 2 stops by most of the field. And look at this, the two Lamborghinis fighting into turn one, and it is Petey that makes the move down the inside. Oh, and they've come together. There's a touch. So Petey is now going to have to rejoin. Careful to rejoin, and Longy now is joined the battle. So that's played into Longy's hands. But up front here, we'll have a look here because we've got, I think, Esky Man has got a little bit of a gap now from Magic. Not too much, but I thought it was a little bit closer. And Magic, a couple of cars length. So let's go back here. Longy's sort of missed out there, but Skull in the Porsche. Just behind them, there's a battle between these two, the Alpine and the Lamborghini of Stu. So Smithy, can he hold off the boss? That Alpine sounds beautiful. Oh, so it was G-Dude that we just found, and obviously if you're watching, you would have seen that comment. No, it doesn't look like you hit anyone. I think they got the caution. The safety car, but no one pitted, so I don't think anyone got damaged there, G-Dude. But that's unlucky, mate. You're going good in there, I think in the mid-pack. But these things happen. Hopefully it's not your power board. I had to get a new power board just recently on my PC that went kaput. But lucky it didn't do any damage to any of the other componentry. So this is now almost a three. Oh, Stu getting very close, very racy indeed. Almost looked like Tag and Smithy. It's a fabulous sight seeing all these cars on track, especially in this sector 2 where it's slow, and you can see in the distance there's plenty of cars. Still got 22 cars circulating. How's Pixel Boy going? He's on his own at the moment in the Lamborghini as well. But the battle for 4th position. No Frills in the BMW as well. Chasing down Rusty. They're losing touch of the top 3 at this stage. Now let's have a look at the fuel. So what's Tweak got? He's got 65 litres on board at the moment. Esky's got 68, so 3 litres more. Magic's just under 68. 70 litres for Rusty in the BMW, so he's conserving a bit of fuel. 669 for No Frills in the other BMW. The Lamborghinis are good with 69 or just under. 67 for Cuckoo. So about the same, 67 for the Porsche. See, the Lamborghinis are pretty good on fuel. We know the Cadillacs aren't very good on fuel. So 60 litres are Longy on fuel at the moment. So about 10 litres deficit already in this race. But then when you look at Commander Cirrus, he's conserving a bit of fuel. He's at 61, but still a deficit to the opposition, and that's been a thing all season where the Cadillacs just don't have the fuel economy. Oh, we got Stu with only 3 litres of fuel, so he's short filled at the start of the race. So has he done a reverse strategy and gone from how much fuel he's going to need and started with a lesser fuel tank to try and see if he could have made those positions up? Maybe he was hoping that he could get through without the with the rain running out, but yeah, that didn't work for him. Atonji. Now we haven't seen the Aston Martin, but again, that's on 55 litres, depending on how much is in the fuel tank. The capacity, it might not be burning too much, but that's close to the Cadillac as well. As Truey's up near 70, so yeah, we know the BMWs seem to be, BMWs and the Lamborghinis seem to have not bad fuel. So Viperon's got over 70 litres. I don't know if he's pitted at any stage. 61 for Mark. So maybe Tonji didn't quite fill up at the start of the race. As Max Power's starting to get lapped now. As we've got all these guys all to pass a few of the lap traffic at the moment. Keep an eye here on Skull Paint in the Porsche. He's right in the middle with Commander Sirius in the Cadillac, and then Smithy just behind him. I think Smithy and Smithy's in the Alpine. That's it. So let's have a look to see how much spray and the difficulty it is here with the track as it is at the moment now. Still wet. It's not soaked, so that's a good thing. But look at the steering inputs needed just to get around the corner. Nice on the gear changes as he comes down, keeping it nice and smooth. Got to run. Very hard to get around there. Look at him trying to get the power on. Bit of wheel spin. I'll just go past max power. Done well. Oh, look at the wheel spin out of the final corner, where they're all having trouble trying to get the power on. And there's a lap around a very wet Interlagos in the hypercars on board Smithy's Alpine. So we would be expecting very shortly to see that the rain should start to ease off a little bit. We had it sync to the session, so each 30 minutes we should be starting to see a change. So in the next 6 minutes or so, we may see that symbol change from rain to light rain, and possibly even seeing the temperature slowly rise as well. As car 20's off, so Mark's had a moment in the Valkyrie and the Aston, so he gets going again just before Max Power comes to join him, and Boom as well. It looks like he's boomed the front of his car, so his nose is punched in. Oh, on the rear wing as well. He has had a big moment where he's gone into the wall, probably nose first and then back into the rear. Possibly when he was trying to get himself corrected, that sometimes happens, they reverse back and smack into the wall, but it looks like it's more than just hitting the wall. It looks like he's had some substantial damage and a fairly good off. But this battle here from 11th with the bloody 9, Commander Cirrus, belonging just up the road a little bit, but 3 wide down the main straight. So he's in a Team ANZ CRL sandwich. He's the meat in the sandwich at the moment, the Bloody Nine. As Longy's just in front of him and Commander Cirrus behind him. And Commander's trying to fend off at the same time Skull. And Skull's trying to hold off Smithy, and Smithy's trying to... That's it. I don't think Atonji's there. So close. So that might be one of the... It's a little bit further behind. The two Cadillacs are doing not doing too bad, but it's the fuel that's going to cost them. They're going, oh, that's the lap car. I think it is. Yes, that's Boom. Just get out of the way. And look at Commander Cirrus now. He's now mounting some pressure on the Bloody Nine. So Cirrus may have just been seeing if he could do some fuel saving. Realise it's probably not going to really help too much in the long run. He was going to lose ground, but you can just see how much of a deficit. And having the ×2 tyre, I mean, the fuel burn is probably just hurting them a little bit more too in these races. There's a possibility that they might have to do... They might not have to do one extra stop, but obviously we'll have to stop a bit longer to get the fuel in compared to their competitors. But anything can change. If there's another safety car or anything like that, it'll be a perfect time for them to fill up. And that may help the cause. But the Cadillac's looking good out on track. I'm not too sure if Commander Cirrus was the part of the Team ANZ CRL, but they won the Petite Le Mans in class just recently on iRacing. So that might factor in really well for 1st of December when we have our final round of the Endurance Cup for the Petite Le Mans at Atlanta Raceway. That's going to be a tough race too. That track is fairly challenging, and at 2 hours 24 minutes with not too much rest. You only get a bit of rest down that back straight really, and that's about it. And you still got to be on the ball as you go up over the hill and come down into that chicane. A big brake pressure applications required. As we got a battle, looks like going with No Frills on the back of Rusty. Rusty just holding that 4th position. Magic Mass has taken the place. We've missed that on Esky Man. So Magic is up into 2nd. So Rusty's teammate has found himself in 2nd. So is there a problem with Esky at all? It doesn't look like it. His car looks fairly... Yeah, and look, he's only 0.2 off one of his better times at Sector 3. So that's nothing to worry about. So he's still doing a good job. But Tweak, amazing job out in the wet. Try and challenge him, like vary it up to see if the field can come back at him. He's amazing in the dry, but look at him in the wet. He's now been able to extend this to about a 7-second margin on 2nd place. But he can't let his ball down because we know how good Magic is. As the rain is still falling fairly consistent. Yeah, you can see in that shot it's still fairly heavy. But if we go on board here, you can just see how much better it is when you don't have to contend with a spray of the cars in front. You can actually see where the puddles are. You can see where you got to turn in. So again, so just generally, that's just going to make him a lot faster than everyone else. Compared to, let's just see what it is like. Oh, as we just ride Anacirus right at the time when he has a spin into the, what is that, turn 5? I think he's up the end of that straight. Turn 4. We're going to have a look at behind the Bloody Nine, but if we go on here and just see the difference with the spray. Now, it was a lot worse earlier when we had a lot more cars following one another, but it's still fairly difficult. Actually seems to be not as much spray so as what we did see earlier on. So maybe it's just... Oh, you can still see when he's right in the thick of it, it is still pretty tough. But I'd say the rain is probably light rain. I'm not too sure if that's going to change on our graphic up there. I think that might even stay rain even if we get clear skies. We'll wait and see. There has been a few bugs over the period of time with that. But definitely less spray now, so it's definitely drying up a little bit more. So we might start seeing some of the drivers electing. Well, I think it's too wet to go on slicks yet, but they're gonna have to hopefully. We've got 36 litres, 37 litres here in this Lamborghini of the Bloody Nine. But we'll probably find it's a lot less for Longy, who's in front of him. We're probably more 20. Oh, it's actually 8, not just under 19 litres. So he'll be really praying that this track can start drying up before he needs to pit, because we've seen him before when at Le Mans, I think it was, with a bit of wet weather. I don't know if it was Le Mans, somewhere where he was just on the wrong tyre, but he just tried to stay on the slick and he was just dropping positions everywhere. I don't think it was Le Mans. One of the earlier rounds of this Endurance Cup. He'll be praying that he can try and get off these wets and onto some slick tyres at his next stop, which is going to come up fairly soon. I'd say he's going to risk it and probably will put on the slicks, possibly the mediums. I don't think the softs are an option because the track will start to dry up, and then those softs don't last for too long. They're mainly a qualifying tyre or a short sprint race. As he's up in his first sector, so things are definitely drying up here now at Interlagos. Times are getting quicker. Oh, and there's a spin. So I'm not too sure who that might have been. Number 19, so that was Stu. So Stu's had a spin and he's getting himself back on the track again. And Viperian is in 18th, but as you can see in the map, he is about two or three corners in front of Stu. And Stu just letting some of the faster cars go by. Just let Smithy go through. Who's still, I think... Oh, he's just had a spin as well. So is this where the wets is now starting to overheat? Or they're just trying to push that little bit harder, knowing that it's starting to dry up? That was a big moment for Smithy. So the Cadillac boys are very low on fuel. When you looked at that, he's on 15 litres and they're just under 30 litres for the Alpine here. So let's have also a quick look how our Aston Martins are going. They're at 28 litres. Tonji is at 9.5. So he's going to be one that's in a very difficult situation here. So let's keep an eye on Tonji, because when he comes in, and as you can see, that the pace is quickening, is getting quicker. Is it going to be okay to get onto some slicks? He's seen that amount of standing water, you'd say no. But the game with a ×2 time progression and the race, the weather sync to the time, there's a good chance that this track's going to dry up fairly quickly. So you'd normally say probably over 6 or 7 laps, but this might only take, half the time of that. 3 laps. Oh, big lock up. The rear almost over-rotated. He just held on to it. Nice driving. We're going to see here, that might have cost him a bit of time. No, not too much, but he was obviously up in the first sector, but he's lost a bit in that second. Now he's going to have a couple more laps in him. I'm not too sure if we're going to be able to find out if he does put the wets on. Osiris has come in, so he's come in early, so wonder if he's going to put the slicks on. This is a big call. I can see treaded tyres, but I don't know if they will change to a slick tyre in the front, in the openings, the air openings of the front wheels there. Even at the rear, I can just see it. Changing the tyres now. He's going. And it still looks like there could be just the... it looks like the wets are still on Commander Sirius's car. So... And the AMS2 bug has got him still up in the air, so no tyre contact patch. So he won't be making any spray here unless he starts to drop down back on the ground. So it looks like that bug there is still not being fixed, unfortunately, as he's a hovercraft right in front of No Frills. Let's have a look to see in cockpit. Yep. So as you can see, he's not producing any spray here. Oh, the big spinner. That's a spin by, it was Rusty. So just careful that rejoin as Shepo comes on and takes that position. So again, tyres starting to overheat. Is that the question? Longies comes into the pit lane. So Tonji will be coming in with 0.4 of a litre. Oh, he's got to slow it down. He has just... So Longy's in the pit lane as well. It looks like he's still got those wets on, but I think that could be a graphical error. I reckon that they will be risking it and have got slicks on. So let's have a quick look at Commander Sirius, see how he's going. Still hasn't been pushed down onto the road yet. He's still jacked up. And it will be a handful on the slicks going through these parts of the circuit. Still raining. So not too sure if he is. We'll have to wait to see if we can find a car on slicks if we see it on the roof here. It looks like the wet grooves are still there on this screen as well. And his car's been placed down on the ground. Let's have a look to see if Longy's car has. Yeah, Longy's is on the ground. Cirrus is the only one that's still hovercrafting at the moment. So Tonji just comes out in front of Stu. So you can see Tonji now just rejoining on the straight. So Stu's going to have that tyre temperature in as Tweak now comes in for his pit stop. With only 4 litres, so not that much of a deficit, to be honest, to the Cadillacs. You can see now, Magic Mass. Oh, he's lost the position to Esky, man. So there's been a problem there with Magic as well, who must have had a spin or a moment. So Esky's actually leading this motor race. As we wait to see what happens with Tweak, as he is still in pit lane. And again, he's taking off, and it looks like he's still on wets at this stage. So a lot of action starting to happen in the pits. Will we see Esky come in? I would think that if it is... They're not really chasing the water as such to keep the tyres cool, so maybe he might stay that out one more lap. And Magic's making inroads here at the moment. Yeah, they're going around again. So this is very interesting, this stage of the race. I'm assuming the drivers may have put, maybe it is wise, maybe they have got the wets on, but you can see that drying line now. So I'm thinking that it might be a graphical error where we're seeing the drivers that have pitted. They may actually be on slicks, even though that we're still seeing the groove cuts in the tyre. Be interesting to see what their times are. So last lap, 35 for Esky. Magic, as we've seen, is catching right up with a 33. We'll have to wait to see Tweak's time once the next one comes around. So Magic could go out again. Now, if they're not, oh no, I think they'll both be coming in. Oh, there's been an incident just there as well. Car 12 in 12th position, which is Truey. He's got going again. Now, this is going to be a race in the pits. Oh, Magic's got the move done. And is he going to hold left here and come into pit lane? It looks like Magic. Yes, he is. He's coming in very fast. Is he going to slow down enough to 60? Yes, he does. So here we go. This is going to be interesting. So time is the last time that we saw him do was 35s, and Tweak, we're going to wait to see what Tweak does, who's in 6th position. And that'll give us a gauge to see what is happening as far as tyres. So as you can see, it looks like he's got the cut groove tyres, but I'm assuming now that he might be on slicks. As he's going to take control of this race. So timings, let's have a look to see what he just did. He did a 34.4, so possibly still on wets. Or if he is on slicks, it's just because it's obviously that little bit slippery, and it's sort of on that changeover where the slicks are going to hold off. And Skull's yet to pit. Magic Mass has been able to beat Esky Man, I think, out of pit lane. Yes, he has. Esky, oh, slippery trying to get going. I think they're definitely on slicks. The way that they're struggling out of pit lane, which would be a lot wetter than the track, and you can still see there's those grooves on the tyres. So look how hard it is to just get out on the circuit. Oh, And that is No Frills, who's just been able to smash it out of pit lane. And I reckon No Frills is definitely on wets. And Esky Man's now on slicks. And who's that running very wide as well? Car 17 is Pixel Boy. So Esky Man's chosen to go onto the slicks, whereas I think Magic Mass, with that grip, I would say is still on the wet. So, and so would Tweak. So it looks like at this stage, No Frills. I mean, Esky's dropping at a rate of knots. So Esky's, I think, is definitely out on slicks there. Look at him trying to. He just can't get the car to turn. So and the rejoin right in front of Petey. So Esky Man might find himself in a little bit of trouble here, and maybe visiting the stewards for a lengthy cup of tea after the race. And I think that this possibly could be called a safety car. Now, this may work into Esky Man's favour slightly, that if there is a safety car, he could come in and get on those wets or just cruise around on these slicks, but he can't even go slow. Look at him. So this definitely shows that he's on slicks, and we can still see that he's got the wet tyre groove. So there's evidence of a bug for Riser on this stream that we're on graphically. They've changed the tyres. He's definitely will be on slicks the way the car's handling, and we're looking at wet tyres on the car. So if we want to try and get great broadcasts and really publish and get the game at a good cycle, I still think that these graphical problems need to be fixed. Okay, when you're just driving yourself and you're racing yourself, you know what you got on, but it'd be nice to know that we got evidence to see that who's on wets or who's on dries as well in these types of conditions. So it is a virtual safety car. Oh no, Chewy, sorry you got disconnected. Well, G-Dude had a power spike, buddy, so it's not a good night on the Monday. Everyone's got a little bit of water in their ECU, in their engine management system, bit like WAU with 25 laps remaining. And car 2 at Bathurst. So sorry to hear that. As Cirrus now comes into the pits now, is he going to risk it and put on the slicks? He wants to get out of the pits very shortly, because I think they may start this race this time around, or maybe they go one more. But he doesn't want to fall lap down as Magic goes back in. So Magic's maybe putting on the slicks. So what's happening to Cirrus? He's still stuck there. He must have had some damage, maybe. Doesn't look like it. But now he's fallen a lap down. I think there's a problem here for Commander Cirrus. Unless it's engine damage. Could be engine damage or something, because that's a long hold. So he's moving now, but he's a lap down. So he's out of contention. So Longy is the last car on the lead lap in 15th position. And look at them all chasing the wet line. Oh no! What happened there? Tonji. Not a Tonji, sorry. So Longy's been into contact with, I think, was it Mark? It was Mark. So he spun right in front of the field on the safety car. So that's how treacherous these conditions are out there. as they're all going very slow, and it looks like they've waved through the lap cars. So there you go. So they're going to be back on the lead lap now. But as long as sustained some damage, that was a decent hit there on the front left. So you can just see the evidence of the damage. So that's not good for Team ANZ CRL. Longy was looking fairly strong in different stages of this race. So what's happening here? They go on around. So they're a lap down as well. So he's a lap down. So he's part of the lap down cars getting their lap back. So that's, I don't know what's going on there. So here we go. I think we're going to resume racing here now. Magic Mass, I think, did he go into the pits or did he fake to go in the pits? Not too sure. And when he did, I thought he might have gone in there to get some slicks on. Try and have a different strategy to tweak. So they're all fighting for the wet part of the track. So it is go. And Magic has got no frills, so they're back at the battle at the moment. Esky Man, who had a rotten time on his outlap on those slicks, who actually caused this safety car period. He made contact, I think, with, can't remember now, unfortunately. So that's what Travis has got up in front of him. He's leading for Team Kiwi Racing. His teammate Cuckoo's all the way down in 17th position. He's had a rotten period of that last part of the wet part of the race. So with an hour and 7 minutes remaining, we've still got 21 cars. And it looks like we've got 17 on the lead lap. Oh, look at Sheppo behind here now. Looks like he is very comfortable in these conditions. We saw earlier how strong he'd been. This is where a good battle is at this stage of the race. Oh, right on the back of the rear wing of Petey. Done well not to collect him, as it looks like up front there. Yeah, so the BMW of Magic definitely still on slicks. So it looks like they're still chasing a little bit of water coming down the left-hand side of that straight. Coming off the racing line. Oh, and Sheppo spun. Oh, no. What a great avoidance that was from Rusty. Or was it Rusty the Bloody Nine? Wow. He would have had those white knuckles, his bum cheeks clenched. What a moment that was. That could have ended the Bloody Nine's race. And I think he was the one that maybe got contact before with Esky Man as well. So won that rejoin that Esky Man, when he was trying to keep it on the island, keep it on the track, but he was then on the grass. But if he's on the slicks now, the car looks a lot better. Got to remember, they come out on cold tyres as well. So once you've got hot slicks, these conditions won't be too bad, but it's getting the temperatures in those slick tyres on this slowly drying track. You can see the rain is only spitting slightly. There's hardly any raindrops there at all now. Running the cockpit here, he's still got his wipers going, but really there's not much there collecting on the windscreen at all at this stage now. He'll get a little bit more with his spray from the cars in front. But I think when he went off, I think that he may, but if he pitted for the tyres, he'd be actually further down the order. So I'm thinking he's still the only driver on slicks at this stage. Oh, look at Skull just going off. Oh, he's gone the wrong way, Esky, then. He obviously was thinking that Skull was going to come back in front of him, but yeah, if he stayed on the circuit and moved to the left a little bit, easier being in the commentary. If you're behind the wheel, you've got that split second to make that decision which way you're going to go, but Skull, Will riding on board and saw him just lose the rear end of that Porsche. And look, Skull, you're not the only one. We've seen plenty do it. So these are tough conditions on this now drying track where the wet tyres seem to just be really struggling. And Pixel Boy, is it Pixel Boy again? He's gone off in the, oh, I won't say again, but he's off in that Alpine, is it? Behind, it was Smithy, sorry. Apologies to Pixel. But it's Smithy, and he's going to need to come in for some damage repair by the looks of that. And Petey is now in, I would say, for slick tyres. So let's have a look at Esky. I'm going to bring up the timings here, and let's have a look to see Esky's last lap was a 34. The best that they've done was a 33. And it looks like he's about to possibly put down his fastest lap of the race if he can continue on. Now he's catching these cars at a rate of knots because of the advantage of this slick tyre now. So I think he's got a car in front who's going to be a blue flag. So he should be able to get through that fairly easy, but then it'll be for a position of the bloody 9. So I think it's Cuckoo that's just in front of him. And look at that, 1.3 seconds. So here we go. So this is the changeover now. This is where everyone wants to start thinking about getting on slicks, because Esky Man's the only man on slicks, and I think, and you can see now the other drivers now jumping in for their slick tyres, but they're going to take a time to get them up to temperature, whereas Esky's already up to temperature. There you go. So that would be the fastest lap of the race, I would say, by Esky Man, a 32.3. Well, actually, not too much. Tweak is still doing 32.8, so that's very impressive by Tweak if he was able to do all that on wet tyres. So you should see here Esky Man be able to make this move. Well, Cuckoo's making it hard for him, actually. So Cuckoo's, I think, he may be another driver that's actually on slick tyres. Tonji's coming in, so he'll be coming to put slicks on. Stu's still out there in 11th position. Probably yet to put on slicks. Now Magic Mass and Tweak. What has happened here? So Tweak is obviously was spinning, and then Magic Mass is spun, and Travis Moan has now got the lead of the race. Amazing stuff. And look at now Tweak challenging Magic. And are they coming into the pits to try and get some slicks on? They're argy-bargy if they are to get into pit lane, but Tweak's got the run to go in, and he has. So Tweak's in. So Tweak's come in. Magic Mass was forced to stay out on the racing track because he was challenging. So they could still possibly be on wets, him and Travis Moan. But they'll synchronise spinning down the, before we come in towards the pits. Amazing. And none of them, I think Magic kept it off the wall. Travis did. I think Tweak did. Now that's brought now Esky Man possibly the lead of this race with an hour to go. So one more stop to go for fuel. But we're looking at possibly the leader of the race, because I think the three in front are all going to need to pit for their slick tyres. Endurance racing, it always provides. So you get a little bit of a lull period, but there's always times where it gets exciting. It's where the strategies all unfold, and this changeable weather that we've seen has really brought this race alive. And is Magic going to try and the opposite pit manoeuvre of Travis, or is Magic actually on slicks? Because I sort of said he did pit earlier on that safety car, but here they come in. Oh, Magic! What's going on here? They're side by side, coming into pit lane. That was amazing. So Esky Man now takes the lead of the race. But there could be a penalty overhanging Esky as well for that unsafe rejoin. So we won't know until the stewards look at it later in the week. So anything could be just provisional race results, but at this stage we'll go off what happens live on track. So this has been an outstanding gamble by Esky Man. When we saw him struggling to keep that car, well, he was off the track more than he was on the track when he came out of pits when he was on the slicks, but the only driver to do so. And he's reaping the benefits now because he has got a 30-second margin on Tweak. So don't worry about the little graphic display where it's saying to us that the rain and what's going on with us. Obviously identified bug straight here right now. Nothing changes there. It's what was at the start of the race, and that's it. Nothing's changed. The temperature's not changing for us. Anything. So we're going to have to live with that. But Esky now comes into the pits. So I'm not understanding this one bit at all, unfortunately. If he was still on wets, he was doing an amazing job with those times. So Sheppo now comes in for his pit. So let's have a look at Tweak. So he's just dropped down. The only thing I could think of is maybe he actually had like the soft compound on, and now he's going to the medium. So have we got a safety car again or not? It looks like we've got a safety car, so that's maybe why he's come into the pits as well. Get those more fresh tyres, get onto the same strategy, fill up the tank. So it looks like we've got another safety car period. Now we should probably see these guys, Team ANZ, come in, take the opportunity. You gotta be careful coming into pit lane. Look how wet it is in pit lane still. So if they're on slicks, gotta be very careful. So Longy didn't come in. And he's at 44 litres, so he missed the opportunity to come in. I'm not too sure why. Oh, was it because of... Oh, this could be just graphical, because he's just done his best lap time without the front end of his car. Oh, but he spun it. Under a virtual safety car. Doesn't it sound good? Doesn't look good. But I think Atonji's teammate's just gone through there. And just coming out in 14th, I think it is. No, it's not. It's number 11. I think it's Rusty. So Rusty's just come out of pit lane. Commander Sirius has come out with full fuel of tank. And here we go. No Frills leading this race. Now, what did Esky Man do? So he's come in and obviously filled up that tank when the safety car was caught. So he's just done that, vying to obviously be on that same sort of strategy as Tweak, because he obviously burnt a lot more fuel because he'd been out for a long time. Esky Man had. So maybe you know, he was dealt that. He couldn't really change it around, but you can see graphically that they've all got the wet tyre compounds on, but we do know that they are all actually on slick tyres. Not a major issue, but as I said, just to make this game, you know, grow that little bit more and get a wider audience, especially with, you know, more professional broadcast options and all that possibly coming to the game, being leaked a little bit to make it a little bit better. This is one thing that they really need to sort out as well. When they change from wets to dries or dries to wets, that we can actually see it. And if you're driving as well, let's have a look to see if I don't know if you can actually really see, but possibly you'd want to see if you can see the tyres of your opposition, if they've got the grooves on or if it's just all a slick tyre. I don't think we can really see it on our screens. You'd have to be very close. But even a different sidewall rim or something like that as well to identify, you know, what compound they might be on. Maybe they don't do that in real life, so that's why it's not there. But we know in Formula 1 there is the different colours. And Indy cars have the different colours for the primary and their the option tyre. But I don't think that gets changed on pit stops as well. That's been something that we've seen. And here we go. So it looks like No Frills has dropped the gun. And they're all now coming through. And who's coming out into pit lane here? Someone is going into pit lane there. And it's in 19th position is Viperon. So he's going into pit lane there. So look at this. Oh, there's a moment from one of the Lamborghinis, I think. Oh, and it's still going on. So in the background there, Travis Moan has had a massive lose. And he's trying to get himself going again. And losing positions at the same time. Commander Cirrus takes that position and now in 10th position as Longy's coming around as well. So he's filled up with fuel in 12th. So massive moment on the restart that we just got the glimpse of. And now it's up to, and it's another safety car's been called. Course of these incidents. So they've all slowed down again. So what do we say? Safety cars breed safety cars, and especially in these sort of testing conditions. Tyres as well, not quite up to temperature. Colder sort of day. So let's have a look to see if we've got some, the times now. So No Frills has been able to do a 128. Petey a 127. Where's Tweaker 28? So this is with the slick tyres. So they're down into the 20s as their best lap. Esky Man's got a 50-second time penalty. And he's dropping down the order here at the moment. What's happened to Esky Man? Oh, he's in pit lane. So who else is following him in pit lane? Commander Cirrus is coming in, just topping up those tanks. And we know the Cadillac's going to need to do that. And look at the damage on Travis Moan's front of his car. So no wonder he's in. Punched in the nose. So he's probably got to get a little bit of front aero repaired. Boom's in as well. He's had a he's black and blue. So this is going to be a great run to the flag here. So hold on to your seats, get comfortable. Got some very fast drivers all up in front. We got Rusty Jakes, who's had the pace as well, and he's in 7th position. So he's ready to go for sure. So we've just got some of the lap cars possibly getting out of the way, which is nice. So obviously in the comms, they're trying to work this all out. They don't have time probably to let these cars through to gain a lap back. So they're just going to get all the cars that are on the lead lap, I would say, to be together, which is great. This is what we want. With 49 minutes remaining, we want to see the lead cars not have to, on a restart, try and get through these blue flag. And that's what might have caused the incident on the last restart. We didn't quite see it. We just saw the tail end of the cars spinning. So this is why they might have been thinking on their feet straight away as the car goes wide to get this done. And here we look at this Esky man right in the middle of an ANZ CRL sandwich again. So there's nothing separating the ANZ CRL crew. As here we go. We're going. It's on the restart. And Esky's been forced out on the grass by Longy. And Commander Cirrus makes a move, does he? Trying to make the move on Esky, but Esky's having a look down the inside of Longy here. Just nearly touching, but they got through cleanly. What's Cirrus going to do? Can he try and challenge Esky to put the heat away from Longy? Cirrus needs to try and be down the left-hand side to block Esky from coming out, but Esky's coming out and looks like he might be the late breaker into turn 4, and he's made that one stick. We have seen cars lose it though on the exit here, but he's done well. So now what's the Team ANZ CRL crew going to do? Is Longy fast enough, or is he going to let Cirrus to try and wear down Esky in front? But up front, we'll go up front because this is where the battle is. Definitely look at them all coming on through, down through this corner. It's amazing. Magic Mass, what's he going to do? Can he hold on to no frills at this stage? We've seen Magic take a little while, even at the start of the race. And then he started to come back at the other cars and got up as second. Was leading the race as well at one stage. And had a spin along with Tweak. But no frills in that BMW is looking really good. But Tweak is very racy. Let's have a look. Let's ride on board. Geez, that Lamborghini looks like it's got some pace. And here we go. He's got the move down the inside. Has he? Or does the Lamborghini going to get the power on? If he can stick it around the outside, he's going to have the run up to the next corner. What a great race this is. Well done, Petey. Awesome job. But at this stage, Tweak's still not... he was going to still try and see if he could hang it around the outside of that corner to then have the inside of this corner that we've just seen him get through. So trying all different lines at this stage. We've come to expect it from these drivers. These are the top drivers of GTL. Absolutely smashing it. Sheppo's now coming to join in as well. And as I said, Magic Mass's tyres now coming up to that little bit of temperature where he's got confidence in them. And he's now challenging No Frills, who's doing a great job. So it's been Porsche all race long, and now we've got the BMWs, 1, 2. We've got the Lamborghini in third, and the Porsche again. Here he is attacking. Tweak is attacking Petey. this time it looks like he's got it done. So around the outside on the grippier line now that the rain's gone. And see if he can make his way back into the lead. But at the moment, it is No Frills who's holding the lead of this race with just under 45 minutes remaining. Still a long way to go. Good thing is the rain has gone. We have got overcast skies at this stage, but it looks like it's going to get to that medium cloud before the end of the race. So that'll start heating things up a little bit as well. So it'll be up to the tyre selections that these drivers have done. Are they on hards? I'd say that they're on mediums under this overcast sky. So they're all getting their fastest lap times in now as the track's in a really good state at this stage. As is these fuel drop as well, I could imagine that we might start seeing a lot better times obviously being done. They probably will have green sectors pretty much all the time in this stint. But when they're in a battle like this is tough. This is tough for Magic. He wants to try and make a move. He's just been able to get confidence in that car and close that gap on No Frills, but now he's got Tweak. He would have hoped Petey could have held off Tweak for that little bit more. But now, Magic has to show us how good he is. He's going to have to try and challenge for the lead from No Frills, but also hold the challenge from Tweak behind him. Hold off. Let's not count out both Sheppo and also Rusty Jakes behind. I think they're just losing touch here, but again, now they've got a battle with Petey. So there's a three-way battle for fourth position and a three-way battle for the lead of the race. So this is amazing. And oh, look at Tweak now right up the back of the rear wing, and he's switched back straight away. He's now, Magic has to try and be the late breaker here. That BMW's got some power down the straight, and he's been able to just break it that little bit later, but still Tweak's trying to see if he's going to hang it around the outside, but it's not going to work. But look at him at the back as well. It's three wide. Coming into this corner, Sheppo's holding off, but it looks like Petey, Rusty, who's it going to be? I think Petey should have it, but Rusty's trying to go right around. This is what Tweak tried to do. Now, car's off. Tweak's off. And he's got damage. So Tweak has had an incident with Magic Mass, possibly, or was it all done on his own? Let's have a look to see. Oh, No Frills goes off as the virtual safety car's probably been called once again. Now, is there any damage here on Magic's car? Doesn't look to be. So this could have been a spin all on his own for Tweak, as he's trying to avoid making contact possibly with Magic going for a move, because he's ever a professional driver. And instead of just but Magic Mass has come in and No Frill, so they both take the opportunity now. This will probably get them to the end of the race. Now, why did not these guys go in for a pit stop? I would suggest that we might see possibly, no, Longy's not going in. Sirius is going in, so that's a good move by the Cadillac driver, because we know how his the fuel burn on this is not very good. So having a full tank here now to the flag, not to say there's going to be another safety car period, but you don't want to bet on it. Now, excuse me, look at the times here. Rusty Jakes is a 23.8, the fastest man. I on track. So the best lap so far on the track was at 23.8 that he's done. So said it earlier, you don't count out Rusty. So we will see how it goes on this restart. Man, I love endurance racing. So what are they going to do this time? There's no lap cars going to get their lap back, which is a bit of a shame, to be honest. They could have hopefully have got some of these drivers back on the lead lap. We've got 11 on the same lap. Esky Man now, I think, is he... Esky Man is on the lead lap as well. Just. So we've got 12 on the lead lap. But I think they're going to restart this race at this time around. Look at the green Lamborghinis we've got, and let's go. So Shepo's gone in the yellow banana, and Rusty's been caught napping. Look at the gap he's left behind that he's given Shepo. Wow. He was not prepared for that restart, that's for sure. Look at them all come down. What a view this is of the Lamborghinis. Oops, and I've got... Oh, there was a car that was getting lapped, I think, the black Alpine. So this looks like Magic Mass, he's got his tanks full, so I think that he'd be right to get to the end of this race. Oh, what happened there? It's a bit of a lag spot from someone. So again, the lap traffic just been in the way of the restart. Looks like it's just making it a little bit tough for him. But Shepo in this yellow Porsche. Now look how quick Rusty Jakes has been able to catch him after missing the start. He was close to 2 seconds behind into turn one. Now he's right on him. What's Rusty got? Where's he quick on this lap? Oh, big under the brakes into turn one. Looks like Shepo was just a little bit early on the brakes. Good exit here. Rusty's going to challenge. Shepo needs to... No, he doesn't. He couldn't get across. Rusty was too quick. I think Rusty's going to get this one. Shepo's... If he's got something to say, though, he's staying out. But see, there's a bit of water spray coming off the back of the car when he's out there. So it's still slippery, but he's still there, Shepo. Can he put the nose in there? No, he can't. So Rusty now takes the lead of this race. Wow, how it's turned around. We got Tweak all the way in 10th position, 30 seconds behind at this stage. He's in unfamiliar territory all the way down there. He's Tweak in 10th position. Normally you take the 0 away and that's where he's comfortable. So Petey's done well. The bloody 9 in the Lamborghini's doing well. Longy, this is his best result so far. Can he keep it up? Can he keep Magic behind him? But I think the fuel's going to be his burden again. Whereas Commander Cirrus, who's actually went in and pitted that last lap, he's going to possibly be okay for fuel. So he can challenge Travis Moan in front, but he's got to try and catch him. There's about a 2-second margin between himself and Travis, so we'll see. But other than that, Cirrus is in a very good position with Esky further down the road. Tweak without the rear wing, but I'd say it is on. It's just another graphical error from this so-called Madness engine. That was right, Truey. That's Sheppo did not wait. He just took off on that restart. But look at Rusty Jakes, and now we've got that nice Brazilian sun starting to shine through after being a miserable, wet morning. Now, I've got to try and have a look to see where there's some more battles around in amongst these drivers as well. So I've got to have a little look. So Stu, and possibly is it? No, that's a lap car coming on through. No, that is for a battle. So that is a Tonji right there. So you can see the timing graphic is actually wrong here. So another bug. Because it looks like Atonji's going to make a move here on Stu. Is he going to do it? Yes, he has. So he's moved up to 14th position. So, and you look at the timing difference. He's slower. He's behind Stu, but he's actually in front of Stu. Go figure. I love it. I love it. That's why when you're in the commentary, you've got to be on the ball here. You look at the map more than anything because you can't trust this timing board. So nice move by Tonji. So up into 14th position. And basically where's Smithy for him? He's just up amongst the battling pack of Longy and everyone. So Smithy's the black Alpine. So, yeah, still a great battle between these two. This is a great battle in the mid-pack for 14th and 15th position. Atonji, he's going to be on his fastest lap, and he's actually had to overtake Stu at the same time for this. But Stu's now, he's on the attack. Will we see Stu make a move down here into the start-finish straight? Pull out, son. No, he doesn't. He holds in there. Tonji almost opens the door there for Stu if he wanted to have... Oh, what's happened there? We've got a car. That's a BMW. It's not Rusty, luckily. Is it Magic? It's not Magic. It is. It's Magic. It looks like he's going to have a disconnect. No. We don't want this. Unfortunately, this lobby has not been stable. We've had a few drivers disconnecting. Oh, that's unfortunate for a good run from Magic as well. But we're back here still watching Stu. See what he can do if he can try and reclaim this position on Itonji. We've got 20 runners still going. We started with 23, I think it was. We've had 3. We had G-Do go out, Truey's gone out, and now it looks like Magic Mass has been disconnected. So it's not too bad, but it's very hurtful for those drivers. Put a lot of time. Well, maybe not just into the race, but into the series. They've invested their time. But look, we look at it also as car failure. It's just that hard luck story. Going all day about it, but we've got to think of what's happening here on track right now. And that's a battle between these two. Let's have a look to see what Stu can do in the cockpit. Oh, he's got a good run on the outside. This is going to be tough, though, if he's going to be hung out to dry up into turn 4 here as they're side by side on the run down into turn 4. And Atonji's been able to just keep that position, but Stu's done the backwards, up and under. Over and under, but Atonji's still there. Tonji, can he keep it down the inside here? Tonji, will he? I'm not too sure. Is he strong enough under the brakes? He Stu's around the outside. Now he's got the inside for this corner. Oh, they're rubbing pedals. Oh, Stu's almost got his front wheel on the rear wheel of Atonji, and now we've got lap traffic involved as well to ruin the party. Oh, lap traffic, go away. Oh, Stu's still there, though. But one of them, I think, for battle here, I think Cuckoo possibly is just there. So this is for position. Look at Cuckoo go on a fly down the straight here if he can. So this is for position with, as Cuckoo comes into the pit lane. So here we go. Back again for round 2. Well, this is probably round 4, actually. Yeah, it's awesome, Chewy. They've been battling, and I'm glad I found it because this is really entertaining. There's another battle, I think, with Tweak and Skull, but I think Tweak may have just made that position, so he'll probably be pulling away and hunting down Esky Man now. Oh, it's a slow ANZ CRL car. Who's in 8th, which is Cirrus. So Commander Cirrus going very slow. Not too sure why. Looks like possibly, I don't know if there's any damage there. Maybe he's trying to save fuel so he doesn't have to have another stop, possibly. Oh, wrong one. And don't worry about those groove tyres, guys. We've already identified that being an issue. They're definitely on slicks. They started the race on the wets. But if you have a look at the car in front, it definitely does look in this view that you can see that he's actually on slicks. Look how close we are. So there you go. So while we're on board, we're seeing the groove tyres. If I go on Itonji, it's not giving us the best view to see because you can't see in the wheel arch, but maybe the chase. No, he's actually showing on slicks. So that one's working with a new car. So that's probably the newer car in the game, and it's definitely showing him on slicks, whereas everyone else, I think, is showing them on wets. Yeah, but it's not for the lead, Truey. It's for 13th and 14th batter. It is sensational. We've got Rusty Jakes cleared out on Sheppo. Got a 5-second margin pretty much. Then it's getting very close for the Bloody 9 and Longy. But Longy is going to need to pit. So here comes Sirius. But here goes Stu again around the outside of Itonji. But Itonji holding firm. So Longy on 22 litres compared to 28. So they're pretty close, actually, the two of them. So that's not bad. So they may both have to pit as, yeah, that's what Cirrus was doing. I think he was trying to get it, save enough fuel to get to the end and realises he won't. So he's coming now for his fuel stop to get enough fuel to the end. These guys are going to need a pit shortly. Atonji's only got 7.6 litres. And Stu's got 35, so this battle is going to be only short-lived as Atonji is going to need to pit probably this lap or the next. It's going to be very close. He came in with 0.4 litres on his first stop in the wet, so he knows the fuel. Oh, there's a touch. Definitely a touch there by Stu, and he's put him into the wall. Now, Stu won't be happy about that. He will be downhearted there. It's not in Stu's repertoire to do that. He's going to give that position back, but look at the back wing here. And that's another safety car period. And Cirrus had only just pitted. But this is now going to give an opportunity for Longy to come in. He's got to come in. He does. He does. And so does the Bloody 9. And Sheppo's in as well. So they're all in. So that was lucky. But the loser was this man, Commander Cirrus. But he can get going as hard as he can, but he's lost a lot of time. Rusty stayed out with him. He's on 24 litres, so why did he not come in? He was probably past, he was actually past the control line. That's what it would have been. So he was that far, he was in front, and that's been the disadvantage this time around. So he'll be able to come in this time around, though, because no one's up on the queue of the leader, so he's got the ability to pit anyway. So luckily, so he's still going hard. So that safety car has come at the right time to get all the cars fueled up for a run to the flag. Now they just got to make sure they get enough fuel in. It's so tricky when you're trying to do everything on the fly. Longy would have been, he's just filled it right up. He didn't muck around. So he's filled it straight up. The bloody 9 has filled it straight up. So they didn't have time to react to that. Whereas these drivers, so No Frills he was able to reduce some of the fuel that's going to go in. Rusty had a full lap there. So he's got the ability to gauge how much fuel he's got to have to put in. So he doesn't have to probably fill up the tank. So he's going to have a shorter stop here. So he should come out at the lead of this race still. So it's worked out okay for Rusty. He had that little bit more time on his side to be able to find out exactly how much fuel he's going to need to put in to get to the end. No, it looks like he's filling it right up. So it's maybe they're using a lot more. So 110 litres, I think, roughly, is the full tank. I don't know if any of the viewers watching, obviously driving these cars, if that's correct. It looks like most of the time it's around that 110. So 110 there for Stu. And look what he's done. This is what I like to see as well. If you're involved in an incident and you've put someone in the wall, to follow him into the pits and wait for him, even if you don't need the damage repair. So that's well done by Stu. That's what Kaz do. Friends of GTL over in America. Something I picked up on when they did an inter-club race one time. And I thought that's a real gentlemanly gesture. So if you've put someone in a wall, been involved in an incident where it's caused damage to the other car, you still follow them in the pits regardless, even if it's green flag pit stop. And you just wait for them until they come out. So you can go in for your damage repair, but obviously you'll probably come out quicker. But just wait for them and redress out of pit lane. So that was well done by Stu, and Atonji will feel better about that. And I think they're still in 13th. That was the battle for that position anyway. So they haven't actually lost a position in that whole incident. So other than track position. So they want to get going because the leaders aren't too far around behind them. But it'll be Rusty Jake. So we saw how Sheppo just took off the last virtual safety car when he had the lead of the race. Had Rusty napping. Let's see if Rusty's going to do that in return serve. So we've got only 17 cars there now. So we've dropped another 2 for over the last little bit there. So I don't know what happened there. Obviously Magic Mass went. And now we've got an 18 who's actually in the garage. So I'm not too sure who that might be. I love this view. Great view here. They all come on through. So the 2 ANZ CRL guys, nose to tail, 5th and 6th. This could be their best result. They've got to play smart here. So here we go. So Rusty's gone. So here we go. We've started the race. And No Frills. He's hard on Sheppo here. We're going into turn 1 here. And look at the battle behind them as well. It's all happening here. Everyone's wide. They're trying their best. Eski's down the inside of Cirrus. Can Cirrus still hold on? Oh, careful. And we've got Tweak pushing. Tweak is very fast. This is played into his hands too. And again, the graphical of the game just not showing that rear wing back on his car. It looks mean without the wing, actually. And he's made that position. But that's a good move by, obviously, Tweak. But also well done by Cirrus, knowing that Tweak's that much faster. But back up front here, this is where it is. So it looks like Sheppo has made a move on Rusty and taken the lead as the BMW's taken a while to get the tyre temp in. We saw magic in the same BMW, just not quite there at the very start, restarts of the race. And look at No Frills. He was on the grass the corner before that to really make that move, make it stick into the next corner. And again, the bloody nine. Now, Rusty's under attack everywhere, coming from all different directions. Kicking up some dust now, and it's the bloody nine attacking. Eskiman attacking the bloody nine, but now it's the two BMWs. Now this is where they start to slowly get going again, so they might start trying to pull Sheppo back, as Rusty's now having a look down the inside of No Frills. If we want to see a BMW win, No Frills, might, but No Frills wants to win this race as well. So he knows that the BMWs are going to come back at this Porsche. But look who's lurking behind. He was 30 seconds behind before that safety car, and now he's only 4 seconds behind. It's this man who's led most of the laps, Tweak. Can he do the impossible and come back and win this race? The form shows that he can do it. So these guys have to run. They got to run hard. They got to hope that all the cars behind Sheppo takes the time to try and keep Tweak behind him. The more that they can do it, hold him up, the better chance Sheppo has to take this win. Thanks, Watskin. Yeah, I think Petey's gone. I think he's been a disconnect. So, but he was doing excellent, doing a very good job. As Eskiman, yeah, he's got that nice little margin there at this stage. Longie's been pushed away, so the Cadillac boys haven't been able to hold on, but Cirrus has held on to 7th, so very smart driving by Cirrus. And he let Tweak go because he knew he was so much faster, so he didn't get involved in that battle, but behind him is Skull Pain, which I think possibly is Tweak's teammate. And here we go, so No Frills around the outside. He's going to see if he can do it. And look who's coming down. Look, it's going to be 3 wide into this sector, into this corner almost. You wouldn't think that they'd be able to do this. It was 2 wide, but I can't believe how much grass they find on the inside. They're trying to cut down the inside. That's what happened earlier. That's what No Frills did to Rusty. So Rusty's tried to do the same thing back at him. It's great to see the yellow banana out in front. Laps 60 done. Going to be onto their 61st lap. 16 minutes remaining. And the question still remains, can Tweak do it? Can he get onto the tail of Rusty or whoever's in 3rd position at the time in this train? Because I don't think that these guys are going to be separated by anything. I think they're going to stay together here unless there's a little bit of an incident. Maybe Rusty's just got that little bit of overhanging damage. It's just not... Oh, running wide is No Frills. Rusty's currently on the outside. It's a long way around here. He's not going to be able to do this move. You wouldn't think he'd be able to, but he's trying. If he can hang it around the outside here, he's going to have the inside for this corner here, but then he's on the wrong side for the next. This is how good Interlagos is. It's a great sector here, but you've got to race smart as well. But geez, that's a very interesting. Gets your blood boiling. Great driving. Tweak's now into 5th. He's got the bloody 9. So the bloody 9 wasn't able to hold off Tweak. But look at this battle here now. Cirrus, I thought it was right, but they're close with the timing. But Skull's not too far behind, but Not as close as I thought it was. So the next one, Esky Man, is going to feel the heat of Tweak. And look at this. No frills. They're searching all different lines here, seeing where they can actually, if they can stick it around the outside. He's actually off the track, no frills at the stage there. So that's opened it up now for Rusty. Now, we've seen Rusty try around the outside here, and he's almost made it stick. He's thinking better, and he's going to, protecting the line, no frills. Heels onto him. Heels onto Rusty then. Rusty was going to do the over-under. And look what's happening here. They're all slowing each other down, and Esky Man is now being included into this battle. So now it's a four-way battle for the lead, and Tweak's just got to just slowly bring he's got plenty of time, 14 minutes. I think that's what Tweak's doing. He's not going to rush this. Everyone should have enough fuel to get to the end. But it's No Frills, who looks like he might be able to get Sheppo. He's been at different times, catch him, but then he's got to defend from Rusty behind him. So he loses his concentration for the attack up front. Imagine the pressure that this man's feeling right at this moment as well, leading this race. It's been a crazy race with the rain, the drying track. Everyone's probably pretty much had a spin somewhere in this race. And a lot of the... he's run wide. Sheppo's run wide. The pressure's getting to him. Is also fatigue. Don't forget these guys have been sitting in the Simri. The race itself is 2 hours, but before that they had 25-minute practice. There was a 10-minute hyperpole for most of these drivers because they were in the hyperpole, the top 10. And here we go. No frills. It's been spun. He's been spun. So a big moment there. So Rusty has had a move on the inside and he's spun him, and now everything's happening. Esky Man's in second position. Tweak's in third. He's in the podium now. Commander Cirrus, the best result for ANZ CRL at this stage, in fifth position. Rusty, he's actually, I think he was trying to redress that position. Oh, everything's happening, and we got a Lamborghini up front doing crazy things as well. But at this moment, Sheppo is cleared out. He's got a little, well, he hasn't cleared out, but he's got a little bit of a margin here. But the battle now back down here, as we're looking at No Frills, trying to hold off Skull Plane. It's Cirrus. He's moved himself up into fifth position. So Rusty's trying to get himself, he's obviously redressed that position, and he came amongst the battle between Commander Cirrus and Skull Pain. So now this is a four-way battle for fifth position. The Bloody Nine is just up the road a little bit from Commander Cirrus. So Rusty Jakes is now got the better of Skull Pain, and he's now got the gloves on again. No frills. Tell you what, he's given us all the frills. Frills, spills, the Sunday pills. And I'm loving every minute of it. Who says 2-hour races are boring? Not here at GTL on a Monday night. More, please. And what's going on here? Commander Cirrus trying to make this move. I think No Frills just made the move on actually Cirrus. That's what's happened. So the faster car says, I don't think this is going to last for too long for Cirrus, but still, seventh position is still going to be a great result for the filling driver for Team ANZ CRL. He raced, I believe, at Mosport, I think it was, or was it Le Mans? Le Mans it might have been. Normally it's Bocane. But now it's the bloody 9 trying to hold off. So I don't think there will be any damage on No Frills' car. It was a big slide. He was lucky to keep it off the wall. The car was loaded up, so it only took a little touch from Rusty, which we saw. And look at Rusty go hard on Commander Cirrus here. Commander Cirrus holding strong in the Cadillac. Cadillac versus BMW power. Can the Chev do it? Look at Rusty. Commander Cirrus strong under the brakes. He had the inside line there and still pulled it up and made heaps of ground. Heaps of ground. He's going to challenge now the bloody 9. Oh, no! There's been contact. The bloody 9's into the wall. And will this cause a safety car? So Commander Cirrus is letting the bloody 9 through. But now let's just have a quick look. Let's have a look at what's happening here. Shepo still leading this race. Looks like the pace is still on, so the virtual safety car may not have been called there. Esky Man holding on to second. Now, is that a few raindrops I'm seeing on our screen? With 8.5 minutes remaining, there's now another spanner being thrown in the works here. There could possibly be a little bit of rain falling. Unbelievable how this race is unfolding. These guys now are battling again. Let's have a look in cockpits to see if there's any raindrops on screen. It doesn't look like it. But definitely on our track side at one stage there, it looked like there was a few raindrops. At the moment, Tweak can't do anything to Esky Man. What's happened to Shepo? Shepo's lost the lead of the race. He's down into 6th position. Something's happened there. So Esky Man's now got the lead of the race. Tweak is in 2nd. So what happened to Shepo? Oh no! He was doing so well. So he's now right down the order. That's promoted. Well, Skull Payne is up in the 5th. Commander Cirrus is behind him. Oh, that's because I had that moment with the bloody 9. That was it. So I was going to say we should have had Cirrus up in the 5th position, but this man's now leading the race. 2 seconds. He's got a margin with 7 minutes remaining on the man that's been ever impressive in this race. He's had a few mistakes. You can see there's evidence, but he's driving with a rear wing. Rest assured. He would not be able to be doing what he's doing without a rear wing. But back to this battle for the last place on the podium between No Frills and Rusty Jakes. Ding, ding. Put those gloves on. Mouth guards in. This is great racing to end round 5, the penultimate round of the GTL Endurance Cup. We've got one more round, which is a double point round. We want a full grid. We had 23 here tonight for round 5. Round 6, the Petite Le Mans at Road Atlanta. Make sure you get involved. GTL members, there's room. There's cars there. You need to get there. Get 2 drivers. Let's fill the grid to end this amazing series we've had that's run all year round, all year long. Over 6 races. I'm sure it's going to return next year. The interest has stayed there all year long. And up on the the curb from No Frills, 1.5 seconds. Tweak is now behind Esky Man. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. But this battle here for the last spot on the podium deserves the coverage here at this stage. This is pressure cooker right here, not only for No Frills but also for Rusty. When he positions himself to try and make a move, he's got to make sure he can do it cleanly. They've already had a touch. Oh, he's having a look down the outside. He's been strong. but he's not going to be able to hold it. No Frills just holding that advantage at this stage, but he's just covering that inside line. Rusty's still driving. Oh, I thought he was going to go all the way down onto the white line, but he's gone back onto the racing line where there's more grip around the outside. We've seen it all race long, and he's going to do it. He's going to get down the inside here up into turn 5, and he does. Can No Frills mount attack back? He's trying it, he's thinking about it, but he just doesn't have it on him. But let's go back up to the front now. There's not much in it here now. Esky Man, 4 minutes remaining. The dark is upon us. Well, the twilight, the sun's going behind the horizon. We've got the golden photography hour already almost behind us now. We've probably got... Oh, and Tweak's lost it. Tweak's lost it under brakes now. Rusty Jakes, where is he? Where are they coming through? They're coming into the corners now. So, that's taken all the pressure off this man, Esky Man. Look at him go. He's in a Porsche. We've got a Porsche 1-2 at the moment. A BMW 3-4. But the battle is still alive here. Look, here he goes. No Frills using the lap traffic the best way he can. Well, he didn't get in the way, but... he's trying to now go around the outside, but Rusty gave him no room. He's entitled to do that. He's got the racing line. So 3 minutes remaining. Coming to the end of this motor race. It's been amazing. Have we got a battle here for 6th and 7th? We do. It's all happening, I think, from here for Commander Cirrus and Payne. This is we got Payne, the winner of Bathurst. He's racing here at ANZ. I mean at GTL, the Gravel Trap Legends. Skull Payne. So he's in 6th position here, holding off Commander Cirrus at this stage. So that's a battle for the top 6. But at the moment, Rusty Jakes and No Frills trying to look down the inside. We've got 2 more laps remaining in this race. Don't go anywhere. We're bound to see something happen here. And that what could happen too. We could see Rusty Jakes off the podium. That spin might have cost his tyres too. It looks like these drivers are slowly catching Tweak too. At the later part of this race now, and Shepo's there in 5th position, so he was leading the race about 8 minutes ago. We didn't catch what actually happened to Shepo. So Rusty in 3rd position. They're hunting down Tweak at this stage. Esky Man going to come over to take the last lap. But we got to keep on board here for this 2nd position. This is really a battle for the podium, the last 2 spots on the podium. Can Tweak hold on to it? Or will we see Rusty Jakes and No Frills get back on the podium where they probably belong? If it wasn't for that moment before. And Tweak's going... What's happening here? Tweak's going really well. I thought they was almost letting him through. Rusty down the inside. He's going to be on the outside here. And here comes No Frills. No Frills. He's got his nose in front. He's got the whole car in front of Rusty. What a move by No Frills. And here he goes. Has he got the ability to get down past Tweak around the outside? They have done this. They know where the grip is. I think No Frills is going to do it. He is. He's done it. Can he hold on? He's going to have it up into turn 5 here, and looks like Rusty's going to follow him through. Tweak has been left out to dry around the outside. So there goes Tweak. Has not been able to hold on to it, so he's obviously got some damage And is it going to be No Frills holding on to second? What a race we had for the podium here. This has been amazing. So 5 laps ago, these guys were off the track. Podium gone. They've got back onto the podium. In that time, Sheppo dropped from the lead of the race. But it's this man, Esky Man, who is going to take the lead of the race. He's going to win this one. Congratulations to Esky Man. Round 5 here, the 6 hours of Sao Paulo. Well done to New Zealand, well, not New Zealand, it's Newcastle Racing. And No Frills holds on to it and takes second place away from Rusty. And what's happened here? No Frills now lead of the race. I think Esky Man, because he had that time penalty of 50 seconds. What's happened here? So Esky Man's got a 50-second time penalty. I don't know why. So that might be wiped. But if that's the case, we have got No Frills that actually took the race, the lead. Rusty Jakes, Sheppo in third. Commander Cirrus in 4th position because Tweak had a 10-second time penalty. So this could be from him coming into the pit lane. So this could be amazing. So No Frills may have taken this victory of this race. We'll have to wait and see. These are provisional results. Rusty Jakes in 2nd position. Sheppo in 3rd in the yellow banana Porsche. 4th, Commander Cirrus for Team ANZ CRL. Tweak comes home in 5th. Skull Payne, Matt Payne in 6th position. Longy in 7th for Team ANZ CRL. The Bloody 9 in 8th. Esky Man looks like he may finish all the way down in 9th position. With those time penalties, I'm not too sure how they happened. Cuckoo in 10th position. What a comeback drive from Cuckoo. He was a lap down and finished the leaders of the cars that were a lap down. Then Smithy in the Alpine, the leading Alpine. Pixel Boy Stu got better of Itonji just. What was the difference between those guys? 10 seconds. So what? And that was because there was a 10-second penalty. Itonji actually beat him over the line by the looks of that. So the time penalty cost Itonji 13th position. That's a lucky 13, biting Itonji in the hypercar. Vipper in 5th. 15th, Mark finished in 16th in the end. 4 laps down, 7 laps for Max Power. And there you go, Petey retired. Something happened there. So I did see that car in the pits at one stage. So Magic Mass disconnected. We saw that boom. Obviously disconnect. Truey, G-Dude. Left disqualified from Travis Moan. I don't know what happened there. And obviously I did not start the race. So there you go, guys. What a race that was. Unbelievable. And now what we can have a look to see what's coming up is the last round of this series. 1st of December, as I've mentioned, the Petite Le Mans at Road Atlanta. 2 hours 24, 2 times points. And it's going to go into, obviously, the day-night cycle like we did at Le Mans. So, yeah, what an amazing way to finish this series. I can't wait to have you back again on the 1st of December. Make sure you put it in your diaries. If you aren't racing, tune in, or otherwise get your bum in your sim rig and make sure we fill out this this final round of this amazing series. But until next time, I will see you around the place. Cheerio, everyone.